Instagram is a great platform. I've had really good success with using Instagram in the early stages of my photography career, but I also feel like it can be bad for photographers. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So you already know we're going to get straight into it. Y'all know how I do on this channel. And we're just going to be having an open discussion today. I'm going to be sharing some of my thoughts on Instagram and just issues that I had with using Instagram in the past. I don't really use Instagram anymore. Like if you go on our social medias, you don't really see me use it anymore. And part of that is because I feel like Instagram can kind of be toxic to some photographers, especially if you don't have the right mindset and you just kind of use it in the wrong way. I just feel like it can be toxic in a sense. This is just my experience. Maybe you've had a different experience when it comes to Instagram, but we're going to be talking about some of those things I've dealt with when it comes to Instagram. Now, in the past, Instagram was probably, I would say, number one for us was Facebook. When we first started our photography business, we leaned in on Facebook a lot and Instagram. But I really got into Instagram. It really just became something that I used a lot, and mainly because Instagram has really grown. It's very popular. I've seen a lot of photographers using Instagram, and just a lot of photographers are using Instagram to market their services. But after using Instagram for a while, I started to notice like how this was affecting me, my confidence, and just overall me as a photographer. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. And which brings me to my first point. When it comes to Instagram and why I think it can be bad for photographers is the whole comparison game, right? It's a deadly game. That whole comparison thing when it comes to Instagram, I'm going to tell you, it is very real. I don't care how confident you are. This is something that is very real and that a lot of photographers struggle with. So probably just like you, once you got on Instagram, you're just started with photography, just started up your business, you're very excited. You're probably going to follow a bunch of photographers, right? And over time, you're inspired by these photographers and their work, but over time you're going to start to notice that you may start to compare your work to their work, right? So like I said, this was in the beginning stages of me being a photographer. So I wasn't really that good, right? My skills weren't the best. I was just starting out. So following all these great photographers can be bad, right? Because you start to compare yourself to these people, and it's not even fair, and it just kind of kills your confidence. And you see me keep mentioning confidence because I feel like with this comparison thing, that is why it's so bad. Because for me, at least, I'm just speaking for myself, really, it really hurt my confidence. It made me feel like I could be better. Like at that certain point when I felt like this, it was like, okay, I need to be better. And it was just constantly like, instead of really appreciating where I was at and appreciating the journey of just getting better with photography, I was just constantly comparing myself and beating myself up because I seen all these great photographers. You see all these great images and you can't help but to compare. So I do think you have to go into Instagram with the right mindset, just being aware of where you are in this journey and just appreciating everything about the journey. This is something I talk about on the channel, appreciating not only just the highs and the good points, but the low points, right? Your struggles, your mistakes, because those are the things that are going to help you learn and develop your skills and just get better. You have to fail. You have to not take good images to get better and just build your confidence. It's just a part of the process. So I would probably tell you not to follow too many photographers, at least if you just kind of had that mindset I had, because you can kind of fall into that trap of comparison. Or if you choose to still go that route and follow a lot of great photographers, just really being aware of where you're at and just knowing like, hey, I'm just getting started with this, I'm gonna make mistakes, I'm not on their level, and that is completely fine. Like, we're all different. We all have a different journey. We all have different rates at how fast we learn things. So just realizing that everybody is on a different journey, and stop comparing like your chapter 1 to someone else's like chapter 20. All right, and before I get into the second point, I want y'all to leave your thoughts in the comments. Like I said, this video is really just me sharing my story using Instagram, and it's just an open discussion. So share your thoughts on Instagram in the comments below. What's been your experience using Instagram? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you fallen into the comparison game, or anything else that I'm going to talk about for the rest of this video? Just leave a comment and let me know. All right, so the second point I want to get into And this is it can get bad. This is something that I definitely struggled with, and was part of the reason why I really stopped using Instagram like that. And that is basing how good you are on the amount of likes that you get. I feel like this is another trap that photographers can get into. Honestly, anybody, any creative or whatever. And this is also something else that I feel like can really hurt your confidence, right? Because, for example, it's been times where, I got on Instagram, maybe just got through doing a shoot, edited those photos. I'm super excited to put them out to the world. Like, as photographers, we get excited, super excited about sharing our work, especially if we're super proud of it, right? And you post that image that you just think is awesome. You post it on Instagram and it gets like 5 likes, right? And I don't care what anybody says. You could act like that stuff does not affect you. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely affected me. It's gotten to the point before where it's like, should I even keep posting? Or you don't even want to post, right? It just really hurts to put a lot of effort into creating something, and maybe it took you a while to get to that point to like nail that off-camera flash or that lighting or that posing, and then you post it and you feel like nobody really appreciates it. It just sucks. So yeah, I definitely think this is something that photographers, especially like newer photographers that are just getting in the game, you can get caught up in this. Your confidence is already not the best, and then you're posting photos and they hardly get any likes. And I think the main thing with this is just realizing that you can't attach how good you are, or just your worth as a photographer, or your thoughts as a photographer, to likes. Like, you can't, those things, they're not attached to each other, right? It has nothing to do with how good your photos are, really, right? And everybody has different tastes, so you just have to realize that some people may like your photos, some people may not like your photos, but it doesn't matter how many likes it gets. At the end of the day, you should be proud of your own work. And really, that's all that really matters, is that you're happy with your work, right? And you're okay with putting that out and it getting whatever type of response it gets on any social media platform. So if this is something that you are feeling down about, you feel like you're finally progressing, you're posting your images, they aren't getting a big response in terms of likes and things like that, just know that you're not alone. And this is something that a lot of photographers struggle with or have struggled with, and you're not alone. And you just have to learn to appreciate your own work and not, attach that, likes, this vanity metric to your worth or how good you are. It's just not fair to yourself. And it's just something that can really mess with you mentally, I feel like. All right, so moving on to the last point I want to cover with Instagram. I felt like with using Instagram so much, I started to lose focus. I feel like once you get on some of these platforms, for me specifically with Instagram, I started to worry about the wrong things, right? So I would, be worried. I'll be honest, get on there and I'm more worried about likes, or, that's kind of dictating what type of photos I post. Maybe I'm super excited about this photo, but I'm not going to post it because I know it's not going to get a lot of likes. So I'm going to post the images that can get me likes. So I tie that to just really losing focus of, just what really matters and what is important. And, I also found myself getting obsessed with using these platforms and just wasting a lot of time on these platforms like Instagram, right? Not really focusing on the things that I needed to focus on within my business. Maybe I could have been out more in doing more networking, doing more, marketing, other forms of marketing, things that, were really going to move the needle in my business. But instead, I was just focused on, Instagram, these social media platforms, and trying to show up every single day on these platforms, competing with other photographers and, things like that. I just feel like you can definitely lose focus if you kind of let these platforms kind of consume you in a way, and you don't have the right mindset and approach when it comes to using these platforms. In the end, I think Instagram is a good platform. I just think you have to be careful when you're using it and not fall into some of these traps that I mentioned, and just really knowing like what's the purpose of using this platform. Like, if you're using this platform to like just grow your business or generate leads. Like, that should be the focus. It shouldn't matter if people are liking your photos, or you shouldn't be comparing yourself. So just not losing focus of the main goal of using that platform is very crucial and important, I feel like. Feel free to share your thoughts on Instagram in the comments down below, and consider subscribing to my channel. I post photography tips and tutorials every single week, and I will see you on my next video. Peace.